What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this episode I'm going to tell you all about teacher admin, how to do marking, lesson plans, and I'm also going to enjoy a meal here at Aeon Mall. My name's Tom. This is my trip out.
Well, hey everybody, come along with me. Take a trip to a place to fight without see. Meet people, eat food, see the joy they bring, and how much it costs to try new things. Well, come and watch me on my trip out. My name's Tom. This is my trip out.
So I was doing a live stream at the mall near my house just to show people what malls are like. And it's an awesome restaurant with a crazy view here, so I thought I'd make some of the video from here. Check out, I'm right at a window seat. This is normally a place where you can grill in the center of the table, but it was super expensive place. And then I think they have these air things that suck up the smoke while you're barbecuing. You could also do a hot pot in here probably. And it's usually way out of my reach for budget, but they're having a deal on bento boxes, which are only about $10, which still by Cambodia terms is pretty expensive, but at least I can swing $10. So I got a beef galbi one, which is it's like a really good cut. It's like beef ribs kind of. They've been marinated and barbecued. It'll be in a whole bento box, so we'll see what that looks like. And then after I'll get to I'll show you I'm marking a test and quiz for my grade 8s. You can see the types of questions and see how they're getting ones wrong and all that. And then I'm gonna go through screenshots of one of my lesson plans, and we'll go screen by screen, and I'll explain it. Thank you. So they give you lettuce wraps to wrap it up if you want. This looks like a miso soup. And some sides. It's like kimchi. Looks like macaroni salad, and then omelet, chunks, rice. Probably some kind of a dipping liquid, and a chili paste with sesame seeds and onion. In this salad bowl, get a whole mushroom. Everything I've tried has been amazing. So they were having a discount, $3.15 discount. I think it was a 20% discount today. I saw the sign that said that, but I thought that the $10.50 was the discount price. So that's a good surprise. So this whole meal was $8.09, and that's including the drink too. Alright, so here we have a section on a quiz on phrasal verbs. This is when you put a verb and a preposition together, like top up or sit down. And they have a box of answers at the top, and they have to decide which one fits into what blank. You can see there, I need to top up my mobile because I ran out of minutes. I don't know how much it cost. Let's find out the price. Right? And so on and so on. All right, so next is a section on personal pronouns. So they have to decide which of the personal pronouns in the box fits for each one. So the first one's blank. It says, I saw Mr. Blue this morning and gave my homework. So it should have been him because it's Mr. Blue and gave him my homework. The next one is also incorrect. Brandy likes computer games, but he doesn't play it very often. It should be he doesn't play them very often. Games is plural. Okay, so this section's on reflexive pronouns. These are the ones that end with self. Myself, yourself, or if it's they, you go themselves. The F changes to a VES. So let's take a look at the first one. I can't carry these heavy bags myself. Can you help me? Be careful, that knife is sharp. You can cut yourself badly. They never share with other people. They only think about themselves. So this student is getting them all correct. Tom got out of the pool and dried himself with a towel. All right, so this section's on relative pronouns. So you can see the options for answers there. And the first one they got correct. The man who gave the speech is well read. It's referring to a person, so we say who. The next one was incorrect. A cat which faith is in its owner needs to eat at least twice a day. That should be a cat whose faith is in its owner. That feeling of faith belongs to the cat, so it's the ownership one. The girl whose I asked to help me never showed up. Incorrect as well. So this was a section on homophones that was so easy. I joked with them that if they get any wrong on here, I'm sending them back to grade 7. So they have to look at the underlined word in each one and find the homophone in the box above, which is basically a word that sounds exactly the same as that word. So it's, in a way, it's giving them the answer for every single one. Red is red, right? Stairs, stairs. Lead, lead. Break, break. But it's just the two different spellings. So they get them all perfect. So this section is on subordinate conjunctions. So what that is, it's the word that joins the main clause to the subordinate clause. So it's kind of like a joining word in the middle of a sentence, or it can begin a sentence. So for example, Rachel is happy because she won the championship. So because she won the championship is the subordinate clause, and the main clause is Rachel is happy, and the word because is the conjunction. So they got to find the conjunction for each one. This person did pretty well. So this next section was a bit trickier for them. It's called reported speech. And what it is you have to take a direct quote and then rewrite it as if you're reporting on something you've heard someone say. So they have a quote number 1 there. I can speak 3 languages. So now they have to write as if someone had just asked them, what did Thomas say? So it says Thomas said, and they've got it wrong there. It should be Thomas said he could speak 3 languages. So the I has to change to he because it's a boy, and the can has to go into the past to could. So it should be Thomas said he could speak 3 languages. They wrote you could spoke. The next one they got correct. Lily asked if I knew the answer. So now we're going to take a look at a lesson plan. Now, just to start this off, there's many different ways you could write a lesson plan and different levels of detail that different teachers would go into. When I got a job at the school I'm working at now, they've given us a template to go off of, and it's a little bit more quicker point form. So let's take a look. Okay, so starting off at the top, we've got the month and week and session of this lesson, so we can keep organized. It shows my name, then what classes it's for, and then the context is what lesson this is. So this one's a review on writing a formal email. Below that, there's the learning resources. So this is what pages in the textbook or workbook, activity book, if you have PowerPoints or any other stuff you're using for your lesson. So next we get to the learning objectives, and these are the most important part of the lesson plan. This is what your goal is by the end of the lesson. Students should be able to, and then in point form you say what your objective is for them by the end of the lesson. So to write a formal email, understand the difference between informal and formal register. That means like the tone of voice or the writing, and demonstrate the correct format of a formal email. So where the date goes and the address and introduction, and at the end when you say a nice professional goodbye at the end, those types of things in the format. Then I choose some key vocabulary from the unit that we'll end up using in our warm-up. In this case, register, correspondence, salutation, idiom, slang. And then you have to write down everything you do that takes up time. So we're starting with attendance, 5 minutes. Then it goes into hangman and review previous class. See it at the very top? That's the warm-up. So we play a game of hangman, and we use those key vocabulary words I just said as each of our hangman things. And as we do each one, I say, do you know what that means? Or we kind of discuss them and then move on to the next word. And then after hangman, you can ask them some concept checking questions from the previous lesson. So whatever you were working on before, create a class discussion and ask them things and review what you went over the last time, just to keep it fresh in their minds. And then you can see you have to keep track of the time. So this part of the lesson was 10 minutes. So now it's time to get the students to break open the textbook and get into the real part of the lesson today. So you can see there, it tells you what page to open it up to, and then it gives instructions for the teacher here. So you have to write every single thing you do. So it says, ask a student to read the extract on page 12 and another student to read extract B. Go through the questions 1 to 5 about 2 extracts. Discuss each answer and why it is correct. Identify the register, like the tone of the voice. Read over the explanation on register on the next page. Ask CCQs, that means concept checking questions. So you ask things that you're checking if they've understood what you've taught them so far. And then you list the page numbers there in the next column, and then how much time that section will take. So you have to organize your lesson. It's usually in about 10-minute chunks. So now we're getting down to the last 15 minutes of the lesson, and this is where you give them an assignment to show that they can apply the knowledge they've just learned in this lesson. So in this case, it's create your own formal email. So students get 15 minutes to practice writing a formal email. And what we did is, the most easiest one is if you're complaining about something you've just bought, and so they're sending an email to the customer service of the store that they've bought something from, and they have to write a formal complaint email, and then it shows the teacher will be monitoring and roaming the room, providing coaching and feedback, and then you let them know it will count as a homework, so it'll be due in the next period, and the time, 15 minutes. And it's always good at the end of a lesson plan to have a few things planned for backup, just in case you get through the lesson too quickly, or you need something to go to, or maybe the power goes out and you can't use the projector. So it's good to have some things planned in your back pocket. So here I've written down Bamboozle. This is like an online computer game. Then also Make the Most Word or Longest Word. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Look down in the description if you want to learn how to take the Tesla course I took. And remember, hit subscribe, press the like button, hit the notification bell. Remember, how you spend your days is the way you spend your life. It's never too late to start tripping out.